Morning, welcome back to my channel. Yeah, it's a little update of what's been going on. Apologize for not up and uploading for a minute, but anyway, like I said, a lot of stuff been going down since then. That's why I haven't been uploading. Recently, I've been on TikTok, no Twitch, and I was there talking about, what I talk about here. You know what I'm saying, about my life struggles and stuff like that, and yeah, I said a couple things, like about heavy depression and stuff like that, about, um, now I'm not going to say the word because, I'll probably get banned from YouTube too, certain words you can't say even though it's in the dictionary, but, offing yourself, stuff like that, people, what people do when they, get real depressed and have no hope or nothing like that. And so I said the S word, SUICIDE word, to myself, and there's a few people on there that was talking to me about going to programs and all that other stuff, and they was I guess they got a little upset because I was too real for them. You know what I mean? I told them I've been there, done that, and like I told them before, the area that I'm at, there's no way for me to get to anywhere or any place or anything because I have no car, no money, no nothing, anything, and I've been trying to get a job down the street at Family Dollar, which is like a mile and a half away. And it's one of those, soft type people, you know what I mean, that I got upset, because they couldn't, uh, I don't know, converse me or whatever the shit, whatever the fuck they was trying to do. When I was telling them that, you know what I mean, is if you're not here to, give me no money or anything, or give me a job, then you know, don't say nothing to me. You know what I mean? Because first of all, like I said before, them type of motherfuckers already got their shit. You know what I mean? Their houses, family. And you don't have nothing to worry about. So of course they're gonna say something to you. You know what I mean? Half of them ain't even been through the shit. So what they did was they, suspended my account for about a month. You know what I mean? That's the same thing as me talking to somebody about my problems, and because that could help somebody. You know what I mean? Have somebody listen to you and stuff like that. Like I said before, it's like me talking to somebody, and then all of a sudden they're saying, "Fuck you, get the fuck away from me. You're done. I don't want to hear your problems." Boom, and just shut down all the way. That's the same exact thing. You know what I mean? It's backwards. You know what I mean? The society now is backwards. You know what I'm saying? So now I can't upload on Twitch anymore. You know what I mean? For like 30 days or whatever. I don't give a fuck. You know, that's just, it's weird as fuck. You can't say certain shit, and like I said before, I'm an OG, you know what I mean? I say whatever comes to my mind because in the dictionary, that's how I feel, you know what I mean? I'm old school, I don't do that new age bullshit, so, um, but to keep from getting banned every goddamn word, I gotta tone it down some, you know. I guess I gotta, I don't know, just to hold my tongue on certain shit, Because a lot of people, the society these days don't like real life shit, you know what I mean? They don't like the reality of things, I mean, it's crazy. You would think that, I mean, there's other videos that they have out there, on Twitch, and they're doing like ladies shaking their asses and stuff like that and all that, A lot of people don't want to see all that, and then you see all type of banned videos they put up there, and you see all people getting messed up, killed, and ran over and all that stuff. And that's acceptable. What kind, you know what I'm saying? But if you come online and say certain things, you get banned. What kind of shit is that? It don't make sense. Them other videos should be banned. Motherfuckers shaking their ass and all that other shit. And a lot of people don't want to see that bullshit. I mean, the same old shit over and over. Who cares? I mean, you're a worthless female doing all that shit. I don't care how good you look. You know, nothing. Get a real job. You know what I mean? Be a real woman. You know, there's other trap, but I don't want to get into it. You know what I mean? That's another new age sensitive subject. You know what I mean? Which I don't give a fuck about. Um, but yeah, I just woke up not too long ago. I had to bring back the trash cans that was outside. You know, it's every Wednesday, whatever. Every Wednesday, I take out the trash in the backyard, and every Thursday, which is today, bring it back in the house for the, the dumpster can take the trash. You know what I mean? But long story short, first time I went out there to take out the trash, my I'm just gonna say unfortunate nieces that live with my parents and them, supposed to be throwing the trash out in the trash out there. You know what I mean? But of course they're kids, new age motherfuckers. Throw the trash out there. Trash goes everywhere. Guess what? It was on the ground. They wasn't not even a thought of even picking the shit up. Not even a thought. Trash all over the place. You know. And I'm so glad I ain't nobody's parent right now. There's a new age motherfuckers, boy. They just fucking just leave it out there. What the fuck? Somebody else to pick it up. No, bitch, you pick it up. It's your shit. You threw the shit on the ground. So, and I told my dad, it's my dad and them, it's their house, you know what I'm saying? Hey, why don't you tell them up and get that shit up, you know what I mean? Is their mess, you know what I mean? Because, we got all type of rodents and shit running around here and stuff like that. And then, the trash spreads, you know what I mean? So, I said, I ain't gonna do that shit, you know what I mean? I didn't do it, you know what I mean? If that motherfucker pay me to do it, I would pick it up, you know what I mean? But I'm not nobody's butler or nothing like that. If that's the case, I'd have me a job, But whatever. Like I said, a few days went by, still sitting out there on the ground, you know what I mean? Getting worse and worse. So as usual, the pathetic kindness of me finally picked the shit up. Bare hands, I have no gloves, nothing like that. Picked the shit up, threw it in the trash, boom, boom, whatever. Today I went out there after the trash been taken out, whatever. Once again, they threw the trash out there on the ground. Bag split wide open. You already know dogs and all that. Raccoons and shit fucks that shit up, I don't get it. I don't get the laziness. But then again, you want to be all this famous and all this other shit. You're pathetic. You're worthless. Yeah, I mean that young. I mean these motherfuckers. Teenagers. We're not talking about no little motherfucker. We're talking about teenagers, 12, 13, 14 years old. And you couldn't just walk in, and just open the trash can, just throw the trash. I mean, wow. So glad. So glad it wasn't me. But yeah, trash all over the place again. Not too long ago, right before I started uploading right now. And that's it. From now on, whatever trash they throw out there, if it just hits the ground and they don't pick their own stuff, it's gonna sit out there. It's gonna rot. I don't care anymore. It's not my crib. Like I said, ain't no motherfucking slaves or none of that stuff. There's nobody gonna, I'm not gonna do all that. Don't care anymore. Like I said, I'm DYING, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going through a lot, like I said, I gotta watch what I say now, you know what I mean? Because there's no more real people out there, there's I'm just convinced there's no real motherfuckers out there, you know. Like I said, I've been trying to reach out to a few people, you know, it's not working. It's like they don't care, which they don't have to, you know. I could care less, you know. Like I said, I've been trying to get hold of Kai Sinet, you know, Duke Dennis and the rest of them, you know. And I guess they don't read comments, so whether they, like I said, they pick and choose who they, you know. But you know, it is what it is, whatever. But once again, oh yeah, and update on the Family Dollar situation. I went down there. Like I said before, I filled out an application there a few months ago, right after I got fired from Goodwill, and the manager told me that they were hiring and told me to come back a certain day. But when I did come back, he was gone. He wasn't there. And the employees were like, well, he ain't gonna be back to such and such and such, whatever. He's on vacation and stuff. I said, how's he gonna be on vacation if you told me to come back? Whatever. Typical person of color stuff, type of stuff. So like I said, a few days ago, I went back up there again, and the employee told me that they was hiring for night crew, you know what I mean? And they had a new manager, so I got excited. I said, oh, okay, this must be a chance for me to get a job. No. You already know how it is. You know how it is. You're black, you know how it is. Unfortunately. It's so sad. I'm so different from other people. I went up there after I filled my application out. This is a day after I filled my application out. Went up there. And the manager was up there. And I said, I'm here to check up on my application. It wasn't even 2 seconds. Oh no, we're not hiring. I'm sorry. Typical what all of them say. Sorry for what? But I didn't make no issue out of it. I could have sat there and been like, well, your employee just told me a few days ago that y'all was hiring for night crew, you know what I mean? I could have been an asshole, you know, been like, you know what I mean, well, if I was a female that halfway looked good, you would have hired me on the spot. But like I said before, like I said, I was at the end of my ropes, you know what I mean? I was trying not to upload anymore because I'm just going through it, you know, barely have any food, no anything, no clothes. Like I said, I've sold my car, everything, and nothing. And motherfuckers just don't wrap it around their pathetic minds, you know what I mean? Because it's the new age shit. And you don't think much at all. It's just go, die. I don't care. Good riddance. But yeah, and on my unfortunate, pathetic brother situation, he had left, I think like a week ago, something like that. Been gone for like a few days, whatever. And mom kept texting me about where your brother. I keep telling her over and over and over again, don't text me about somebody I gives two fucks about. I don't care about that dude. Stop texting me. I'm not my brother's keeper. If you love him that much, you should have bought his ass a cell phone so you can keep in contact with him. Text me again about him, I'm cutting you off, period. And you don't have amnesia, so evil ass. But come to find out, typical, got locked up. That's what they do. So the good thing about it is that I have peace and quiet. Yeah, I ain't gotta worry about nobody sitting there staring at somebody while they are, like I said, no privacy. Like I said, there's a lot of shit I'm holding back because if I say anything, it's too offensive. Whatever YouTube calls offensive, but they show all this other stuff about whatever. But yeah, it's peaceful, quiet, ain't gotta worry about none of this stuff. Spitting on garage doors and all that, fighting yourself, yelling, all that. Bye. Good riddance. Permanently, you know what I'm saying? But I know it's temporary. Eventually, he's gonna get out, you know, and then come back to the same shit. Type of motherfuckers that never learn. Don't want nothing in life, none of that shit. But yeah, it's just whatever. It's just another update You know what I mean? Because I can't upload on, like I said, I can't upload on Twitch anymore because my account been suspended for 30 days, you know. Violation or whatever. Violate these. But yeah, anyway, it's just a little update. You know what I mean? But anyway, if you like this comment with content, whatever, like, share, subscribe, which I know you won't. Have a good day.